JJ is neither a boy nor a girl. Ever since JJ was very little, they never felt exactly like a boy or a girl. They just felt like himself. This is JJ's gender identity. Tonight I'm bringing to your attention a book located in Erie Elementary's library. It's called It Feels Good to Be Yourself, a book about gender identity. This book doesn't contain sexually explicit language, but it does include information about transgender, cisgender, non-binary, and that some people can be both a boy and a girl. When you look up this book on Erie's online catalog, it doesn't say that this book needs parental consent or that this book is in the media clerk's office. This book must sit on a shelf for any kindergartner through fifth grader to check out. Here are a few pages from the book. She's a transgender girl. That means when she was born, everyone thought she was a boy, until she grew a little older, old enough to tell everyone she's actually a girl.
Yes.
There are so many different ways to be a boy or a girl. Too many to fit into a book. But not everyone feels like either a boy or a girl. Non-binary is a helpful word that can describe a kid who doesn't feel exactly like a boy or a girl. JJ is neither a boy nor a girl. Ever since JJ was very little, they never felt exactly like a boy or a girl. They just felt like himself. This is JJ's gender identity. See, when you were born, you couldn't tell people who you were or how you felt. They looked at you and made a guess. Maybe they got it right, maybe they got it wrong. Do you think this book is appropriate for every child to check out? Every parent has the right to raise and educate their children consistent with their beliefs and values. If you are a parent that would like to teach your children about these kinds of things, that is your right. If a parent doesn't want to teach their children about these things, that is also their right. If this book remains in the library, then the library also needs to have a book called God Made Boys and Girls, Helping Children Understand the Gift of Gender God Made Me. We have to listen to all parents, right? Here's a small passage from the website The American Spectator. Most kindergartners don't know how to read, tie their shoes, or recite their home ec. But instead of teaching the academic basics, schools are now actively promoting identity confusion, emotional harm, and insecurity. Negative impacts that last a lifetime. It's no wonder that a child and adolescent's mental health issues are on a steep rise when students are taught to question their own identity and select from an ever-growing list of confusing options. I have a master's degree in early childhood development. I taught kindergarten for 6 years and first grade for 1 year. Young minds are impressionable. What does this mean? Children are easily influenced by other people.
Yes.
My last comment tonight to the board. I would love to know why during From and By the Board, the majority of you sit there and say nothing about these books. I have heard that some of you don't support these books being in our schools. I've also heard that some of you are not fans of the union, yet you have nothing to say. Do you know the impact that it would have even if you said, I don't support these books being in our school, but there's a procedure that needs to be followed? Besides Robert, not a single board member has publicly stated that these books are not age appropriate. I'm almost done. Have the courage to be disliked. Will we hear from you tonight, or will you allow your strings to continue to be pulled to tell you what to think and say?
Yeah.